Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack. Now's the time.
Hey bitches, it's Heather Ryan coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa.
And Blythe Potter in Barkersville, Indiana.
It's the all Epstein issue of bitches get stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
Al Epstein all day, every day. That is the topic. So we're going to focus only on Epstein today.
Apparently, we have found the one thing that far-right Republicans might be willing to part from Donald Trump on. Maybe.
I've been thinking a lot about this. I mean, way more than I have ever thought about it, because cards on the table, I have not given Epstein any thought, because I know that rich white men don't pay a price. The law does not apply to them. So I've always known that Donald Trump is on the list. Of course he is.
Of course he is.
How many photos, how many videos, how many women, how many children do we have to listen to before we start to believe them and say, oh, is he on the list? Of course he's on the list.
Of course he's on the list. And also, I don't give a fuck that Bill Clinton is likely on the list and other Democrats. Y'all need to pay the fucking price.
But they won't.
They won't.
Because they're rich white men.
Yep.
So this whole thing to me is all new. I've not gone down rabbit holes in the past. I've not leaned into any of the conspiracy theories, because it doesn't matter. No matter what the list entails, it's not going to matter. The only people that are going to pay the price are the victims.
The list itself inherently doesn't matter, but what we are seeing, and we agree with, is we don't actually need a list or a whistleblower, because there are actual victims who have shared their actual stories, and we should just fucking listen to them.
There's video evidence and there's photo evidence. How much more do you need?
Yeah, and they're throwing a woman who I do believe was guilty, Ghislaine Maxwell, guilty as fuck, but she is the one who's paying the price. I wonder why. Perhaps it's because she doesn't own a penis.
That would be my guess.
Mine too.
She does have a lot of money, but she does not have a peen.
She does not, and they needed a scapegoat, and who better than she?
Right. Yep, absolutely. So if you haven't been following any of the Epstein stuff, you are the only person in America that's not following it. So we'll just catch you up a little bit. So at one point, Trump gave an interview to Fox and said he would release the Jeffrey Epstein files. But then Fox cut the rest of that sentence where he said, well, maybe not. I mean, that could really mess up people's lives. And there's a lot of fake stuff in there. So they cut at that point where, so you didn't know if you just watched that interview, he backtracked on it as fast as he said it. And now it's, now it's available, the whole interview, and it's actually kind of making the rounds. But just what was it, last week? They said that there is no file after Pam Bondi said there was a file and she was going to release it, and then there wasn't a file, but now there is a file, but the Democrats made it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Obama and Biden did it. Right. And the DOJ and the FBI are like, no, we're done with this.
Right.
Like, no, we're not.
Right. Right. So, and did you see the clip where, what is his name? Bill O'Reilly was on Fox or News Nation, and they caught him in a complete falsehood. Bill O'Reilly's like, well, when Biden was in office, he's the one that prosecuted and convicted Epstein. And the reporter's like, what? Because first of all, he never went to trial. He never went to trial.
No.
That was the whole thing. He killed himself in jail before he even went to trial.
Killed himself. Yeah. I still think he was unalived.
I'm going to use that term loosely because I know that there's a lot of controversy. Yeah. But either way, that was in 2019. Trump was president. And so Bill O'Reilly got caught just completely spreading falsehoods, and it was caught by one of those right-wing fanatic news stations. So there's just so much spin doctoring right now out there trying to undo all of the mess ups they've done where they didn't spin doctor it properly.
Yeah, well, and there's been a lot of right-wing influencers last week who were speaking up about it and angry about it, but then Trump called them over the weekend, and now they're just like, nope, we're just not going to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Come on.
That Heritage USA guy, whatever his name is, He was like, I'm just going to trust my government. And
Oh, yeah. What? Wait, you're the Ronald Reagan crew who said not to. So what is it?
Right. I
Like,
thought the whole thing about them was never trust the government.
it's never trust the government because that's the worst thing that could ever happen.
But except for in this situation,
Yeah.
where Trump called me on that. This is the part I'm just struggling with my head. Okay. He has known for years that he's on some list somewhere or in the evidence somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere he is in Jeffrey Epstein's stuff. Why did he not have a better spin on this? He has had years to prepare. Did he just not tell anybody? Did he deny it to everybody? And so he never got like a group of people together for spinning this?
Well, anyone that he would have in the past is no longer in his orbit and probably have signed NDAs. But I think he thinks that he can just be like so conflicting and loud enough on social media, which he is, that people just don't like, because things really do happen so quickly. It's hard to keep up with everything and then remember, oh, yes, he was doing this really terrible thing that, oh, now we should have been worried about. So I think it's just been buried by design.
You always, as a politician, you know this, you get ahead of the story. You know all of the skeletons in your closet, so you prepare your spin before anybody else gets a hold of it. That's politics 101, man. I mean,
no, they probably thought it died with him. Literally.
Yeah, but Ghislaine Maxwell's still alive. And
She is, but she's obviously, it's so perplexing to me that she hasn't already thrown him under the bus. It truly, she really should say something.
She has to be frightened for her life or something.
She should be, because one of their victims recently was found having committed suicide. I'm using air quotes. After making statements like, I would never kill myself, I would never do this, and suddenly she's dead. And it was was this just last year?
It wasn't even last year. I feel like it was earlier this year.
God, was it this year?
Yes.
Oh my God. Every day feels like its own month.
Yeah.
Well, but in the recent history.
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah. So
Yes.
we should just be trusting women. We need to listen to women and trust them. Point blank, end of story. This Donald Trump is a rapist. Donald Trump is a pedophile. Donald Trump is a cheat and a liar and a fucking crook. And even if it were my husband, I would want him to pay the price. My husband's not rich, but he is white.
My ex-husband, here's something. We could just talk for hours about how awful my ex-husband is. He is in prison right now for this exact same thing.
Oh my God.
He was raping his stepdaughter of his third marriage. And his ex-wife, who's an ex now, recorded him on her laptop. She, I guess, put it underneath a chair or something. And so she caught him like red-handed. So he was arrested for, of course, the abuse, but also like encouraging her daughter to have sex with her boyfriend so that he wouldn't break up with her. And this has been going on for years. In a million years, I would have never. You could have blown me over with a feather when my daughter told me this. She's like, "Are you sitting down?" And normally she's so dramatic. I'm like, "No, God, what? No." And I was sitting down, thank God, because when she told me that he was in prison, because by the time we found out, it had been months. He was in prison for raping his stepdaughter over and over and over. I think that she was giving him oral when he got caught. Insane. And you know what? That motherfucker deserves to be there.
I would have been in prison myself for murdering him.
Yeah.
The rage. The fucking rage. And that poor girl, because of our shame and blame culture, our victim shaming, woman and girl shaming culture, probably was too fucking scared to say anything.
Absolutely.
Because most people don't get in trouble. And I think it's reported-ish that only about 25% of rape victims ever actually speak up. Yeah. Because of this!
Only 6% ever go to prison.
Oh,
So
Gross.
my ex is one
of
of
the
that
known
6%.
rapists. Of known rapists.
Mhm. The only reason I'm sure that he is in prison is because she had evidence. She had documented evidence of what was going on at the exact time that it was going on. Otherwise, I'm sure he wouldn't be in prison.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But I mean, if you think about it too, he was in the service for 20 something years. So how many girls and women did he take advantage of the entire time he was in the military?
Oh, probably countless ones. And
Yeah.
same thing, women in the military, I speak from personal experience, don't say anything because a lot of times you're too fucking scared to.
Yeah, it's going to go up your chain of command.
Of course it will. And you're going to be the one in trouble for it.
Absolutely.
Now, my first husband, I got married like 2 or 3 months before I was deployed. No clue when I met him. Like, even looked for a ring, like a tan line on his ring finger. I had no clue when I met him that he was married. I found out months later. But this is also in the early 2000s before a lot of the stuff, like, regardless, he lied to me, right? So I go to Iraq and his girlfriend sends me her pregnancy test that was positive with no cap on it, by the way, asking me why I am sending her boyfriend letters with his last name on it if we had our marriage annulled. And I was like, bitch, we just got married before I left. This must be why he's not answering the phone.
What?
When I got home, we were technically still married and he forced me to have sex with him. This is the first time I've ever actually said that out loud. And we were in the same military unit at the time. He stopped paying the mortgage. He stopped paying for his truck payments. The voicemail on our home phone was so full with creditors that you could no longer leave a voicemail. That's all. The only reason I found out about that is because my mom was like, I tried to leave you a voicemail and I couldn't. I was like, well, that's weird. I'll check the voicemail.
That's how you lose your security clearance.
No, he did not.
Really?
I got kicked out of that unit because I was the problem.
What?
Yep.
Wow. So they
I was
transferred
asked,
you?
I was told I needed to find another unit to serve in because I was causing too much problems.
Holy shit.
Like, you fuckers probably knew he was doing this. Yeah. It was me that was the problem. I was the problem.
Of course they knew.
Of course they knew.
They did.
Because that's fucking military culture, right? Or it was then. I've been out for 20 years.
Changed.
Probably hasn't changed that much.
It
But
hasn't
that was
changed.
military culture, right? It
Especially
was.
as a pig's breath. It is definitely not changed.
Yep. Yeah. So,
Wow.
motherfucker. And that's one of the reasons I hate religion so much, because the church that my family, it's my stepfather's family, and I kind of grew up in. I grew up in a lot of churches. We went to a Mormon church when I was little, Methodist, but this was a Baptist church. And my ex-husband and I both were baptized there. We went to service there with our family. They chose him. I was the outcast in this church. I was the outcast.
What?
Because I wanted a divorce. Of course I wanted a divorce.
You harlot.
I know. Can you believe it?
Oh my God.
I was the problem.
Wow. Yeah, no, we were pretty involved in the church too when I left Matt. We were pretty involved in a non-denominational, didn't have a bricks and mortar church. They met at like parks and stuff. Super culty. Looking back, the way I broke up with that church is they wanted me to be quote unquote submissive and wash his feet as if he was Jesus. And I said, hell to the motherfucking no. And that's where we really started to split ways because he thought he was entitled to my submission. And he told a mutual friend of ours not so long after I left him with our child that he let me do whatever I wanted. I let her do whatever she wanted. And my friend said, you didn't let her do anything. She is a woman with her own mind. She did her own thing. So thank God my friend stood up for me, because that is 100% true.
Well, good for her, because that doesn't always happen, because women also will leave women in that situation. I lost so many friends over, yeah. And of course I was the problem.
My friend wasn't having any of that shit. I have the best friend in San Diego. She doesn't have any of that shit. Oh my God. But she knows all the stories. She knows all the stories about my ex. And oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Here's how bad my ex is. He told me that he grew up in Alaska and he was fishing once and he got, I guess, too close to shore and a beaver jumped into his boat and bit a hole in his boat and it sank. And that's how he learned to swim.
The fuck? That's interesting that you mentioned that because your ex is still worse. My first husband told me when we met that he was adopted. Okay. So fast forward, like, I don't even remember if it's before we got married. I was visiting his parents' house. I think it was the first time I had met his parents. This is so embarrassing. I was so dumb. And his mom busts out this baby book, okay? And she's like showing me pictures and like it looks like she's in a hospital bed with him. And I looked up and I said, "Oh, were you there when he was born?" She looked at me like I had 5 fucking eyeballs. The motherfucker! And I even remember asking him once, as we were getting divorced, I was like, "Why did you tell me you were adopted?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Well, this is fucking weird, man." Like,
Oh my, it's so similar. Your ex and my
why
ex,
about that?
they might have been like switched at birth or they were like twins because my ex told me that his grandparents came across the straits in Alaska, so they're originally Russian. None of that was true. One of them was like from Kansas and the other one was from, I don't even know, like Missouri. So the whole time when we first met, I thought that he was Russian. Never occurred to me that his last name is fucking Chamberlain. That's not a rough name, dude. Never occurred.
Well, maybe he was adopted.
Maybe never occurred to me. His grandparents come and visit while he's out to sea on a Westpac, and they said, "No, I'm from Kansas and I'm from Missouri." I said, "Motherfucker!" And from then on, I called him Vladimir. Okay, Vladimir, let me know what to think. Okay, that son of a bitch. I was so embarrassed.
So fucking crazy. I just don't understand. Well, on the flip side of this, I always wondered what ended up happening with this woman. I'm pretty sure the woman he cheated on me with, he was seeing before I met him. I'm pretty sure. I can't, it doesn't matter now. But so because I was a good Christian then, I actually replied to her. I wrote her back because that's what we did back then. And on my dog tags, I used to have a cross on my dog tags. I put that in there. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry he did this to you. I'm sorry he's lied to both of us. I forgive you. I don't even like something to that effect, right? I was like, I understood. I mean, I had been cheated on before. Like, I know what this is like. That bitch fucking stalked me when I got home and my mother. At her work, I had to get like a protective order against her. She would drive laps around our house and call my mom at work. I was like, what the fuck? This isn't my fault, bitch.
Does he have a magic penis or something? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I do not. Well, I think it's the Midwest expectation that women, the only way you can like be a decent human being or survive as a woman is to get married. Duh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you fight for someone that you're already with if the option is trying to find someone else? I mean, he probably promised her marriage amongst other things. Surely he did.
I don't get this whole fighting women against women for a man. I mean, maybe
I don't either.
It's a dirty thing. I don't know, but
I don't either. And why do women not just gang up and like take them out somehow? Like you're the bad one, dude. This is your problem.
Right.
It's so fucked up.
Oh my God.
It's so fucked up.
At some point, we're going to have an entire episode or an entire series of how bad our exes are.
Well, yeah, because it brings it. I mean, it does go full circle. Like this is the whole Epstein thing. If we would just listen to women and punish men or whomever is doing this, listen to the victims. Listen to the victims because it's not always women who are the victims. If we listen to them, we wouldn't need to worry about the fucking list. There's a list. There's a list. there's a list. But also, I think that's where a lot of women like us get to this point as organizers and outspoken bitches, because we just get so tired of being treated this way. I mean, it's patriarchy. This has been going on for millennia. Women get abused and taken advantage of. We are pawns and we're property, and it's dumb.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
we're not
it's
worthy of being
patriarchy.
believed. We're not worthy of being office holders. We're not worthy of being in authority or leadership positions.
Right. It's the patriarchy is in full swing. It's straight ahead. Yay.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see them? I'm going back to Epstein because we're so
we spiraled a bit there.
Did you see Trump's latest Truth Social posting on his social media?
No, but I know he made things private now.
Oh, what?
Well, yeah, if you don't have a Truth Social login,
Yeah.
you can't see the posts anymore.
That I knew. Yeah, that I knew. But he posted something like just like a couple days ago. He posted this very long diatribe about how it's all a hoax. He can't believe they're Democrats, yada yada. Even though it's the Republicans that were pushing this conspiracy theory in the first place. But
Yeah.
Truth doesn't matter. So then I think it was last night he posted another long diatribe about how people are his previous supporters. So if you are still questioning this Epstein thing, then you're against him. And it reminded me so much of this video I saw where this girl was clearly shoplifting. And she goes off a tangent. She's like, "You're not checking my bag. I wasn't shoplifting. I don't even know what you're talking about." And it reminds me of that because he's clearly shoplifting. He's clearly guilty.
He is.
The cops finally, it's body cam footage. They finally start taking all the shit out of her bag. And it's just like thousands of dollars worth of product, like face product and hair product. Just, yeah, because she was overreacting. You knew girlfriend was like hiding something.
Yeah.
This reminds me, he's a shoplifter.
He is definitely lying. He is a total liar. Also, by the way, your video of talking about his cankles was really funny. I hope that your faux diagnosis was correct.
It's not normal. I know that
there's nothing normal about that.
I know there's people saying, they're doing pushback. You're not a doctor. Well, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm pretty sure it said I wasn't a doctor. But I know enough about my mom's medical history where her ankles, when they were swollen, she was in danger.
Yeah.
Like really bad health danger. And her doctors ended up putting her on these insane water pills because, she was so bloated and so swelled up. I'm telling you, and she had congestive heart failure. I'm speaking from a place of knowledge. So fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Hey, who wants KFC tonight?
You're so funny. Oh, God. How is this our reality?
Oh, my God. Yeah. But I'm hoping, although I shouldn't hope too much, I'm just hoping a little bit, that some of his cult followers do fall off.
I do too. I hope that they realize, and someone else made a point online today. I wish I could cite this. Like the people who are following him have always been followers. Mm-hmm. And that's not wrong. They don't know how not to because they've never been empowered to think for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is scary. It is scary to leave your safety because a lot of it is family and church. I have been there. Anyone who is listening, that you heard when I was talking about my first husband, I was very much a Republican voter then. Mm-hmm. I've always believed abortion should be legal. I've always had very, quote, liberal human rights views. But I would have never said that out loud. So.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's what you do here in Indiana.
But then once you get so wrapped up in the whole thing, church, being in a cult like Trump, any of those things just dictates your entire personality.
Oh, yeah. It's your identity.
Everything. Right.
Everything.
So walking away from him, I imagine at this point would have to be difficult.
Absolutely. I mean, it's their wardrobe. It's their social media. It's their entertainment. It is their therapy circles, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's not going to, I mean, they are traumatized people, and they will hopefully one day realize the amount of trauma that has been induced on them and weaponized. They've weaponized not only religion but also politics.
Oh my God, absolutely. Yes. And I imagine so many of them, especially these big burly guys who are like, fuck your feelings. I
Yeah.
imagine they do not want to eat that crow.
They don't want to eat that crow, but I would imagine a lot of those men are a lot like our exes.
Oh my God.
Abusers, womanizers, sexists, rapists,
Yeah.
all of it. All of it.
Did your ex have a college education?
No,
Neither did mine.
no.
He is a very stupid man. I mean, he's just a very, very stupid man. He went into the Navy without a high school diploma. He had to get it while he was in. It was one of those things where they were hard up for recruiting, and they let him enter, and then he got his GED after he was in.
Wow.
Yep. Desperate times.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, the military changes their recruiting strategies all the time,
Yeah.
and the different billets and stuff. I went in what's called undesignated, so I didn't even have a rate when I went in. They don't do that anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, but I did have a high school diploma when I went in.
I had a high school diploma too. I mean, but barely. I hated high school.
Yeah,
I hated it. I do not sit well, and I probably would have been diagnosed with ADHD or something if it were in today's terms. I don't learn that way. I don't learn that way.
Oh, if it wasn't for the military, I'm convinced I would not have made it through college.
Same.
I'm convinced of it. I needed that kind of discipline in order to stay focused and keep my eye on the prize. And it took me 8 years to get a degree, but dag blasted, I got it.
Well, for me, the light bulb was after I tried college multiple times for several years, in-person college, and then going to aesthetic school, but also the military where you learn while you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can learn. I just need to be engaged differently than sitting down and read pages 20 to 320 and then answer these 10 questions and then take a test. Like that's not how. Dude, I hear you. My dog.
Is that your dog?
Yeah, she is not happy right now.
Well, we can start wrapping up anyways.
Mommy.
Well, this was a commercial-free episode because we just ranted on and on about stupid motherfuckers in our past.
And how it does relate to Epstein because he was a motherfucker. Trump is no. They are child rapists.
Yeah.
They are pedophiles.
All of them.
They are abusers. They are abusers.
Yeah,
All
and
of
they're now being called on it. It's perplexing to me how they didn't spin doctor this before, but I guess how do you spin doctor that? I don't know.
You can't. As we are seeing with his followers, you can't.
Yeah.
That is a hill that they are willing to leave him on.
Yeah, and I guess I stand corrected. So this makes sense.
Maybe.
I'm just realizing this in real time.
He might be able to reel them back in. I mean, if anyone is listening to this and is identifying as a Republican, like this is going to be a tug of war. It will not be easy.
Mm-hmm. But I remember I was saying politics 101, and you get ahead of the story. This is that one exception, I guess, that you can't get ahead of. There is no way.
And he should not be able to.
Right.
No, many of them he shouldn't be able to.
Right.
He shouldn't have been able to get this far, but
he shouldn't be president. I mean, to be fair.
He should not be president. I mean, I'm sure he cheated. I'm sure of it. I am sure of it. And they're trying to now. Now they're trying to go, hello. They're trying to get into the software for election machines and getting voter rolls from counties across the country right now.
That I did know in New York. I had heard that, but I don't know.
Well, in Colorado they tried, but thankfully one of the clerks said no.
Oh, they're not doing a recount? I thought you meant the recount.
No, like the Trump administration is currently actively trying to get into examining the voting machines in certain locations.
Oh, that's not dodgy at all.
Not even a little bit.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Wow. No, I had not heard that part of the story. But
Well,
there's
we'll
so
have to talk
much.
about that one
to
on
keep track
Sunday.
of. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. There's so it's amazing how plugged in I feel. And then I will like talk to people like you. I'm like, oh, I had no idea that happened.
Oh my God, 100%.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. So anyway, yes. Episode or a commercial-free episode brought to you by our toxic exes.
Currently spending 20 years in Alaska prison.
Oh, he might be covered in a tsunami right now. They just had a big earthquake.
Did they?
today, like within the last hour or so.
Holy cannoli. I did not know that.
I barely know it. When we were chatting earlier, I logged on to search up something that we were talking about, and saw Aaron Parnas's post about they had a big earthquake in Alaska, and there's a tsunami warning for the West Coast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went up there once. They actually had this park in Anchorage that's called Earthquake Park.
Oh.
Because they had this like 9.0 earthquake years ago, like in the 50s or something. And it shifted the land so much that it's like part of the park is down here and the other part is like 18 feet in the air.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Ooh, I never made it there. That'd be cool.
Oh, Alaska's like nothing else.
I've been a few times. I have an uncle who lives up there.
So beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. We fished off of the coast of Valdez. So
wow.
After the Exxon Valdez had their big oil spill and everything. So, I don't have 3 heads from the fish that we caught, but maybe, I have no idea. Maybe it'll come up later. I'm not sure. Normally, I'm not a fisher. I do not like fishing.
Not either.
No.
I'm vegan, so I don't fish. But we went up, and I took my stepdaughters. My husband and I took my stepdaughters probably about 10 years ago now. And they're right off of they're in Dillingham, right off of like the Bay Area where they do a lot of the salmon fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's married to an indigenous woman, he is allowed to hunt and fish like the indigenous. So we went literally on a boat, one of the most terrifying boat rides of my life, to fish. And then we went in another river to fish. And I threw my line. I grew up fishing, so I know how to fish. I threw my line out. I was mostly just teaching the kids like this is how people live here, right? This isn't like, we're not doing this for capital gains. We are doing this. They feed themselves this. I was the only one to catch a fucking fish multiple times. My stepdaughter even took my spot where I was standing and was sobbing because she wanted to catch one so badly. She took my spot. I took her spot, fucking caught a fish. I'll help you clean it, but I'm not eating that shit.
Yeah. That's the only time I've ever enjoyed fishing, because I actually caught stuff. The salmon were running at the time, so we just caught all kinds of salmon. We got some halibut in deep sea fishing, but otherwise, no, I'm good. You go fish by yourself, brother.
Yeah, no, I will never do it again.
And if I were to go Alaska now, I'm not going to be with my ex-husband. So he was the guy that said, "I like the fish."
No, it's amazing what we do with family, but.
And then the beaver jumped in my boat and it ate a hole in my boat, and I had learned to swim that way. Dude, that's just one story. Oh my God. If you only knew.
I don't like.
He was handsome, but God, stupid as a brick. Oh my God.
It's insane. It's insane.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, stay tuned to the Epstein stuff. I am sure it's going to get juicier and juicier. I have no doubt.
Oh, yes.
Trump seems to be really tied up in the fact that everybody's tied up in it, and it's really pissing him off, and it's making me happy.
Well, he fucking ran on this as part of his platform, so.
Right.
They're calling you on your shit, man.
Theories. You encourage the conspiracy theories, you get what happens.
Yeah. I hope it just continues to be his demise, and he takes the rest of these crazies with him.
This kind of stress is really bad for your blood pressure. So with his cankles and his clearly bruised hands, I'm thinking maybe we're on the precipice of a stroke. And then he'll be shitting himself on the regular and drooling, and it will make me very, very happy. With that.
We could only be so lucky, and I do not say that lightly.
Yeah. I really hope that it's some kind of cause that he did, like he does not eat healthy. He does not live healthy.
No.
Snorting Adderall is not good for you. There's only so many snorts of Adderall.
There is nothing healthy about this administration. Nothing. They do not care about people. They do not care about our well-being. They do not care. They do not care about us.
Yeah.
100%. I would argue that they barely care about themselves.
They're all in it for their own damn self. They are,
but if they really cared about themselves and their well-being, they would not be doing this, because they have to be some of the most miserable people on earth. They have to be. They
Absolutely.
look angry. They look miserable.
None of them have aged well. Like I'm
No.
confident that this kind of evil ages you really badly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he's making me
Anyway.
miserable. I have to use way
Same.
more moisturizer now because I don't want to look like that.
Same.
Yeah.
You'll never be orange though.
I could be. I know the makeup brand he uses. I could be. I am a former pageant person. I know what you do with the tanner.
So funny. All
Never
right.
tan the face. Never tan
Yes.
the face. When you get a spray tan, if they say I'm going to tan your face, say never tan the face. That's pageant rule number 1. Never tan the face. You just put makeup on. You blend it with the rest of the body with the tan. Did I used to spray tan little girls for money? Yes, I did. My daughter included. So
You're so funny. You're so funny. I love it.
You have to have a spray tan if you're going to be in pageants.
Oh, I know. You have to be brown. You have to look tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a theory because of course I am mildly overweight. Fat looks better tanned. And now we know that it causes cancer, so I can't do it anymore. It makes me very sad. But the 80s, man, the 80s I loved being tan. It was the thing. I miss the 80s and tanning beds. Okay, anyway, geez,
Okay.
geez Louise, did we spiral or what? Okay.
We're good at that. It's
So-
spiraling Wednesday.
Big protests tomorrow, the 17th of July. Then on the 5th of August, lots of nationwide protests again. And I believe that Bitches Get Stuff Done Des Moines is putting together a protest next week. I don't have the details yet. But Clive, I believe, or maybe Windsor Heights, it's one of the smaller suburbs of Des Moines, wants to start using drones to track people's cars. So that's the kind of stuff that they use to track people when they're going to get abortions or, traveling out of the state for marijuana or whatever. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, terrible idea. Definitely not going to. I do not believe that should be done. That's what they're using
No.
that information. Those tracking devices are currently being used in Texas to find women who are going out of state to have reproductive health care. So, absolutely do not believe in that. Do
What
plan
the
to protest.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are protests across the state tomorrow in Indiana as well, from 12 to 3 in Indianapolis for sure. I'm totally out of the loop. My brain is totally in campaign and mom mode and work mode. But Sunday, the church, there was a pastor who basically gave a sermon on how the LGBTQ community should be dead. They're protesting his church again on Sunday. I believe 10:30 to 12:30. I will post that
I
on the
saw
socials.
that. I think I
Yeah.
saw that article. It's
Yeah.
just like in a strip mall or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
Many
live
churches
streamed it.
around here are like that. Yeah.
I saw that. Cheese and rice.
Horrible.
What a small world. I can't believe I saw your local news.
Same.
Okay. Well, on that happy note, we will record again on Sunday. Everybody have a safe and fun time protesting tomorrow. Stay hydrated. And see you later.
Bye.
Bye.